Hi everyone and welcome to the Free Range Diva. A few days ago I made a rustic apple pie. It's a recipe that I started making years ago that I got from a TV show called Julia and Jacques. It was Julia Child and Jacques Pepin, and they made this pie, and unfortunately if I wrote the recipe down someplace, I don't know where I put it. So it's been a while since I've done it, and I'm going to try and recreate it from my memory and then share it with you. So if you want to know more, then just keep watching. We're using einkorn flour. This is a softer all-purpose flour that's really good for digestion. It's easier on the digestive tract than regular wheat flour. Palm shortening, organic, and in here is going to go a little bit of salt and water and my secret ingredient, apple cider vinegar. This is 1 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of sugar, and a pinch of salt. And I just aerated it with, mixed that together with the pastry cutter. We're going to put the fat in. Now we need 5 tablespoons of fat. So I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons of the shortening, if I could find my tablespoon. I have been trying, I spent the last year trying to get the perfect pie crust recipe, and I'm still not there, but after making like 10 pie crusts over the past year, you would think. I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to put this into chunks, kind of. It's cold butter. And then blend this in with the pastry blender. If you have a food processor, feel free to use that, which I actually do. I have a small one, but I'm just going to do this. It's good for working out frustration. I will be back when this is all nicely blended. Okay, so everything's all mixed up. I've worked the fat in, and now this is 4 tablespoons of water and 1 tablespoon of ACV. All right, I'm going to bring this together the rest of the way out on this board over a little bit of plastic wrap, and then we'll put this in the fridge so it can cool. And this is, I just do it this way because it keeps it, you know, cleaner, keeps the area cleaner. Okay, so we will put this in the refrigerator and let it cool for a little while, and then while we're doing that, we're going to work on the apricot quote-unquote jam. Let's get some more light up here. So this recipe calls for apricot jam, and I don't have that. But what I do have are dried apricots, and one's on the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these up and then heat them up in some water to soften them up and kind of release some of their juices. So everything is soft and mashed, and I'm just letting it cool before I continue with the pie. So a quick check into the cabinet reveals a little bit of brandy. So, yeah. All right. Mix that up. Probably add a little bit of sugar to it, and then we'll be ready to assemble this pie. Got the dough. Give it a little bit of flour. I'm just going to roll it out on this parchment paper, and then that will make it easier to transfer to a pan. So let's get this rolled. This is always the worst part for me because this is when I don't know if the crust is going to hold together, if it's going to fall apart, if it's going to be flaky. A little more. If I'm going to have enough. This is a rustic apple pie, so you don't use a pie pan. You actually build your pie and then close it up in the crust. Want to get this kind of round, but again, you don't sweat it. It is a rustic dish. I think this might be big enough. This rolling pin is older than I am. These are the apricots. We're just going to spread these across the bottom. This, you'll remember, is in lieu of apricot jam, and I think that the original recipe might have had soaked raisins in it, soaked in Calvados. I don't know why that suddenly entered into my mind, but that's good enough. These apples have been soaking, and I sliced them, peeled them, sliced them. These are I think these are Fuji's. You can use Granny Smith's or, your usual apple pie apple, but these are what I had. And they're soaking in acidulated water. So then let me get them in strained out. So you can stack these, you can spread them out, you can do pretty much, you can make a design if you like. It's very rustic, very much at home, so it really doesn't matter as long as you get them in here. Because you're going to fold, you want to leave about an inch of space around them because you're going to fold the, this is like Grand Central Station today. The phone has been ringing all day long. And then we'll stack them up because they will cook down. But I just want to get like a basic pattern in here. I just need to dry up my hands really well. And now you'll want to fold your crust up around the apples. Okay, so the last thing you want to do before you put this in the oven is sprinkle it with a little sugar. And dot it with butter. And that's pretty simple. There's no cinnamon or anything like that. At least there wasn't in the original recipe as I recall. But you can certainly put that on there if you want it. I'm going to move this over to a sheet pan. And there you go. It's ready to go in the oven. 400 degrees for 1 hour. thing I'm going to do, this is honey and a little apple juice. It's a syrup. I just want